Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Definitely glad to have you back to our day show on the channel. Before I get started, because you know I forget sometimes, you want to make sure you click to the top, to the bottom, left or the right, crisscross, wherever it's at. Make sure you click the button subscribe so you can make sure you get some of our new episodes on our various different topics. Today is going to be a good and a fine one. Make sure you got pen and paper and something to drink. We're going to be talking about how to buy a home fast and at the best price. So guess what? Let's get started. Now, what I want to talk about, ladies and gentlemen, is huge. We have something on our website, ftmg.com. Talk about the 5 steps to buying a home. I'm going to share with you probably 2 or 3 of the main key things, but you can get that download for free. And we're going to talk about some of the different contracts that you have, agreements you have when you're working with an agent to buy a house. But we want to talk about some basic stuff before we get to some of the numbers and all the good stuff. And so one of the number one things, ladies and gentlemen, this is huge. I say it all the time. Be a professional, hire a professional like me, and get professional results. You want to sit down with a mortgage loan officer professional first. You want to do this because, write this down, it's all about the numbers, okay? It's all about the numbers, so you want to make sure that you write that down. So, number one, when you sit down with a mortgage loan, a professional, let me stop. You see, I already forget, right? Don't forget the subscription button, but I forgot to introduce myself for the people that don't know who I am. My name is Fahim Muhammad, the Freedom Coach. I am a chartered senior financial planner. I am a licensed real estate broker. I am a licensed mortgage loan officer. I am a licensed insurance producer. I'm a certified estate advisor. Also, I'm a licensed instructor to teach real estate and a licensed instructor to teach mortgages as well. So, ladies and gentlemen, I have over 30 years of knowledge and expertise I want to bring to you. So I'm not bragging or boasting, but this information can be able to boost, allow you to have everything in a quick, fast, and a hurry. Also, for the people that stay to the end, we're going to talk about how to get one of our 2-volume free books, Making It Happen. I don't know if we can get zoomed in on it, but you want to get that. Making It Happen, Zero to Hero, How to Build Wealth with Money and Real Estate Investments. So we'll share that with you for the people that stick to the end. All right, so now, so I don't forget, here we at. Here we go, back at the ranch, as they say. You want to sit down with a mortgage loan officer or professional. Okay, when you sit down with them, it's 2 steps you have. You have what is called a pre-qualification, and you have what is called a pre-approval. You definitely want to get the pre-approval, but obviously in most cases you got to start with the pre-qualification first. So I want you to write this down. Your pre-qualification is conversation. That's where you give your income, you give your debt, and also pay and give approval to pull your credit report. That's the basic of that. Your income, your debt, your credit. And with that information and some calculation that a thorough mortgage loan officer professional, because you have to be licensed, where they are able to give you a pretty good close guesstimation number if they do it correctly. Sometimes the challenge happens is sometimes they don't do the numbers correctly or they leave something out or add it. So you want to be clear with that. That's pre-qualification. But your ultimate you want to do is get a pre-approval. You can get a letter from them saying either they did pre-qualification, but you want to get a letter saying you did pre-approval. What is a pre-approval? Write this down. Don't forget this one. This is hot. Documentation beats conversation. I repeat, documentation beats conversation. If it's not in black and white, it didn't happen. So you now have to turn in some black and white, some documentation to your mortgage loan officer professional. So now they have something to put in the file, submit as you are making efforts to get ready to buy your house, and all they need you to do is locate the property. And so what are they? It's basically things we learned in school. 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2. Ladies and gentlemen, it's only 8 major pieces of documentation you need to get up front. You want to get your last 2-year tax returns. You want to get your last 2-year W-2s. You want to get your last 2 months bank statements and your last 2 check stubs. If you're self-employed, you might need to get the last 3 years so they can be able to get an average of that. Also, too, so those are the basic documentation. Now, the next thing is for the one or two financial things. One, you want to get monies for your appraisal. Now, what is that? Appraisal can vary throughout the country, anywhere on an average of $350 to $550. Sometimes it can be more, sometimes it can be less. I'm gonna say to have on deck, on hand, $500. Write it down, $500 for your appraisal. You want to have that. Also, you want to make for sure, again, be a professional, hire a professional like me so you get professional results. You need to have on deck also an insurance agent to give you a homeowner's insurance quote, and then you can turn it into what is called a declaration once you decide what house you want to have, because you cannot get a home when you're getting financing without 2 most important things: homeowner's insurance and the appraisal, okay? The last little financial piece that you need to know, and again, today's topic, how to buy a home fast and at the best price. These are the things to do that. Now, we got other topic too you may want to check out about how to sell your home fast and at the best price as well. But today is talking about how to buy. And we have another one you want to get to too about how to improve your credit in 30 days or less. So that's a good one too you want to check out. So the next thing that you want to do, which is huge, you got to have on deck is monies for the homeowner inspection. Okay, monies for the home inspection. Now, some people tell you always you have to get a home inspection. Ladies and gentlemen, always never applies to nothing. But I am going to tell you, it's a good thing to have on deck and have the monies that based on your inspection, expertise, or anybody that you may have working with you, if you need to get one, you have it. Now, what is the price for that? It's the same thing, $350 to about $550. So let's write down 500 again to keep it real simple, okay? So you want to make sure we got that. That's for the homeowner inspection. That's huge. Now the last piece, and I want to give some clarification because sometimes people get this confused. Now you got to be prepared, obviously, once you find a property, and I'm going to cover that in a second. Once you get ready to get a property, you need to have on deck, on hand, up front, your earnest money, okay? And basically, we want to let you know with clarity, your earnest money also will count towards any monies you have to put down for down payment. We got another topic of discussion on that. But that money you put down for earnest money, you will get credit for towards your down payment. So hypothetically, if you was buying a $30,000 house and you had to come up with a $2,000 down payment and you put down a $500 earnest money, $500 subtract $2,000 leaves $1,500 left for down payment because you already gave $500 earnest money. If y'all follow me with that, can I get an eye? That's an eye, right? To the roof with that. That's to an eye. All right. So now you gotta have earnest money. Now, earnest money normally is not like a guaranteed fixed amount. Normally it's about 1% on an average of whatever the property that you're getting. So normally, probably if you're buying a house under $100,000, normally about 500 or 700 so do it. If you're buying a house from 100,000 up to possibly about 200,000, maybe 1,000 to 1,500 to do. But once you start getting to that 200,000, 250, 300, a million, obviously you got to have more. So a good rule of thumb for the average a transaction, probably 100, 200,000, $250,000 is about $1,000 earnest money. You got to have that on deck. Because if you don't have these things, you don't want to go out looking and shopping and turning around and driving all around to realize you found the house that you want to get, your starter house, could be possibly your dream house, and you didn't know you need earnest money. Ladies and gentlemen, you want to have that. All right, here we go. Before I begin, again, make sure I get turned around. That's why I say you want to be focused on this stuff. Hit the subscription button to the top, to the bottom, to the left or to the right, crisscross where it's at. Make sure you hit that subscription button, okay? All right, so now you don't sit down with your mortgage loan officer, a professional. You already got pre-qualified, pre-approved. You got your monies for your inspection, money for your appraisal. You got a contact person for your insurance agent and your earnest money. We're almost there, ladies and gentlemen, almost there. The next thing that you want to do, which is huge, you want to sit down, if it's you and your significant other or spouse, you want to sit down and pick 1 to no more than 3 areas you want to stay. So you can't just say you want to live in California. Like, are you serious? Or you want to live in Atlanta. Atlanta got all kind of suburbs. They got Lithonia. They got all kind of stuff. Marietta. You can't, even if you was in Chicago, you got to narrow it down. Do you want to stay on the south side? Do you want to stay on the north side? Do you want to stay on the west side and east side? And even if you pick the south side, do you want to stay in the West Pullman? Do you want to stay in the Chatham? Do you want to stay in the Hyde Park area? You want to stay in the Grisham area? You got to narrow it down. You want to stay in the Beverly area? Wherever it is that you're looking to stay, narrow it down to 1 to no more than 3 communities or neighborhoods you want to stay. Once you have, write this down. This is hype, good stuff right here. Once you do that, then the next thing you want to do is you want to look at what is important to you. What are you looking for in a house? Now, ladies and gentlemen, we know as no house is going to give you any and everything, even if you built it from scratch. But you want to write down the top 3, no more than 5 items that's the most important regarding the house. 3 to no more than the top 5 things. For example, you got to know, do you want a 3-bedroom? Or do you want a split level? Do you want 2 bathrooms? Do you want a family room? Do you want a basement? Do you want the garage to be attached or detached? And the list goes on. Quick example, 2 things was the most important to me. Number 1, that I wanted the garage separate from the house, just me, because if somebody in the house, in the garage rather, I don't want them to be in the house and I want to be able to take care of my business, as they say, to take care of my business, okay? So I want to make sure you got that, right? Then the next thing is, because I'm always doing business things and workout things, I don't want whatever going on downstairs to affect me upstairs. Them are the 2 most important things to me. But for some people, like say women that like to cook, the kitchen is important. For some people that spend a lot of time in the bedroom, the size is important. That didn't matter to me. So you gotta get a gauge of that. You know where you live in, where you rent at. You know you done been to somebody's house and you like their room. Measure it, okay? So you'll know what it is. All right, so we got that. Now, now we ready to break it down. The last thing you're gonna need to do, which is easy. Now you know the 1 to 3 areas. You know the 3 to 5 things. Then now all you're going to need to do is, when you sit down now with a real estate professional, now you're going to be able to get a list of, I suggest no more than 20. 10 is probably best, but no more than 20 places that fit your criteria. You know the price, you know already the room and all the amenities, and you know the neighborhoods. Now, for those 20, you and your significant other, now you can drive by and start to get ready to cancel, because when you go out looking, you need to know what are your don'ts. Like, for example, I want it to be no more than 8 blocks from the school, 6 blocks from a park, 10 blocks from the expressway. Whatever is important to you, you need to know how far from the grocery store. You need to know that. So now you drive around and you see the community. No school close enough, expressway too far, no grocery store. And you can start to scratch out of those 20. Now you done narrow it down, I suggest, to no more than 5 to 7. Now you narrowed it down to 5 to 7, and guess what, ladies and gentlemen? Now, you and that professional, the real estate professional, can schedule for you to go out to see, have your earnest money ready. Now we can go ahead and put some offers and bid to houses. This is basic preliminary. That was good bonus stuff. Now I'm gonna give you the real stuff, right? That's good stuff. So I just always overdo, because that's what we do. Oh, before I forget again, don't forget to hit the subscription button and share it with people. It doesn't cost anything.